Hello, Drunkduckers. This is Ozone Ocean with me are Baines and Tansarina.
Hello.
And we're doing the Quackcast number 763. We are. My God.
And why not?
We are.
Seems like the right time.
It's about time.
It is time.
It is time.
And now the symphonic soundtrack set. Yeah.
Okay, so that was our theme, our symphonic soundtrack, as Tant said. And now we are talking about the particular Quackcast we are in, which is a Halloween Quackcast. And oh my God, you've got to see our video, which we'll make free for you to look at because we're so generous that way. So you've got to have a look at our Patreon video. You've got to check it out. Our costumes are just amazing. We put so much effort into them, and phew. But yeah, this week we're doing our Quackcast, and so the featured comic that I featured is Happy Father's Day, a Silent Hill crossover comic. So I'm going to tell you about that now. Hello, I'm Ozone Ocean, and my feature for the week was Happy Father's Day, a Silent Hill crossover comic. Hey, Halloween is almost here, so I picked a horror comic to feature for you guys. This is an interesting one. It's a furry comic set in the world of Silent Hill, on the way to a new life with his wife and baby about to be born. Henry finds himself cruelly sidetracked and lost in a psychological horror town that is Silent Hill. What is going on? Why is he trapped there? Are these real monsters stalking the streets or manifestations of his own inner hell? The story is very much focused on the issues he has with his own father, his grandfather, and his own imminent fatherhood. The horror is effective and striking. The art is bold, beautifully done, and quite skilled. Will Henry escape Silent Hill to return to his wife and raise their new child together, or is he trapped there for good? Just another lost soul in Silent Hill. So yes, this is a comic by Foxboy, and it's rated M for mature. You have to be mature to look at this and look at the scary imagery. And it's a good little comic, you know. It's nice and digital. It's full color, very bright artwork. The artwork's fantastic. The story's good. It's very affecting. It's perfect. So, you know, have a read, have a look at Happy Father's Day, a Silent Hill crossover comic. That was the featured comic. Happy Father's Day, a Silent Hill crossover comic. And now, Gumullus's particular theme. This week, Gumulus has given us a theme to La French Ninja. And this music, it strikes me as a saucy French take on the video game-inspired theme to Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It has the side-scroller, beat-em-up, 8-bit feel, but it's cooler somehow, wearing a beret and a black turtleneck. So take it away, Gumulus, with your theme to Le French Ninja. Gumulus with Le French Ninja. Thank you very much for that, Gamos. With Lieutenant Ninja, he fights with croissant, throws croissant at you, sharper croissant, and then he stabs you through with a baguette.
Oh.
Dangerous man. So very impressive, Gamos, and the comic is great too. So now we're going to do our particular Quackcast, and we did a Quackcast a while ago talking about horror. Well, we're going to do that again because this is a Halloween cast, and what are you going to do?
The time. Yeah, you never have enough.
Exactly, it's the time of the season for a horror, a thriller, something like that.
Thriller.
Exactly.
Close to midnight. You remind me with the baguette comment. There was a great book, not a horror book, but there was an ancient, like, unsolved locked room mystery. That was one of the subplots of the book, and it involved baguettes.
Oh, really?
Like this guy's wife, I guess, brought him baguettes, or the maid or whoever brought him baguettes every day. But when the guy actually died, everything was locked. No one was there. And it turned out that she was drugging the baguettes, but with, like, I don't remember with what, but it was the withdrawal when she withheld the drug. It was the withdrawal that killed him.
Oh,
so that's how she managed to kill him.
Very clever. So
First time I ever heard the word baguette. So.
And you're in Canada too, right next to bloody Quebec,
yes.
Full of baguettes. It's just like overflowing with baguettes. Like a baguette palisade around the whole province of Quebec.
Oh yeah.
Yes, exactly.
There's a thing called like it's like a baguette, but it has a sharp point on it, and you could literally stab someone with it. I don't know what it's called, but it's you could murder someone with spaghetti in a rather more direct fashion. That's a thing. That's a thing.
That reminds me of the lamb to the slaughter.
What's that?
Well, the lamb to the slaughter trick is that you eat the murder weapon.
Oh, okay. Basically, like an ice bullet.
Exactly.
The famous ice bullet that no one's ever made. I was I talked about in the Patreon video that I watched Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2, and I found the first Scary Movie not very I mean, it was funny, but not that funny, and it was more like when people were being stabbed, I just felt really bad about that because it seemed to be too stabby. And I just realized one of the things that I don't like about horror films is that when a main character is powerless, that makes me feel bad, and I don't enjoy that. When a character is utterly powerless to stop something, that makes me feel terrible. And I don't enjoy that feeling. But a lot of people do enjoy that feeling. They do. They love it. But I hate it. I don't even have like nightmares anymore because in a nightmare you feel basically you end up feeling powerless. That's what happens in a nightmare. And when something scary or bad happens to me, I like automatically shortcut it or short circuit it. Because so the big scary monster's coming after me, I just pull out a gun. Or pull out a sword or something like this. Or like, oh my god, the monster can walk through walls, so can I then. You know? That's just... I sort of have programmed myself to do that since I was a child.
Did you purposely develop that ability? Is that lucid dreaming?
I accidentally developed it. Because when I was a young child, I learned how to do lucid dreaming, and I didn't enjoy it because when you can lucid dream, you're not enjoying your dream anymore because you're controlling the whole thing, so it's no longer interesting to you. So I scaled it back to be basically I have an out. If a dream is really bad, I can fix it. That's all I do.
That's all right. Perfect.
That works well. Works for me.
Most of the
only
dreams
bad
I
dream
remember these days are...
go.
The only dreams I remember lately are like really busy. Like I have all these things to do. I'm delivering all these things. I'm doing all these jobs. I'm supposed to be finding something or talking to someone, and it just is endless. Like if I'm in a warehouse slash furniture store, which was a recent dream, I'm walking all over. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to find that, and the building is just endless. And oh my god, that's such a relief to wake up.
That's the only bad dreams that I actually have are those kind of dreams where they can't be short circuited. They sneak around the back way. Those are the ones that do it for me. Like
Right.
busy dreams, or oh my god, you have to go back to school and return in this report and then do this, and you're late for this meeting, and
Yeah.
that can get me. Yeah. Or when it gets revolting, like when it introduces anything that's icky, like oh my god, you got crap all over your shoes and you have to wash it off, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't remember having nightmares recently, as in like the last couple of years as much. But usually they are like anxiety ones. Like I can't get to somewhere, or I can't float, or stuff like that. So, but yeah, it has been a while since then.
That's what can do it to you. Yeah, anxiety.
For sure. Yeah. I've had a lot, not very recently, but in the past year anyway, quite a few where I'm driving and the car goes out of control, or I'm like driving along and it's just this hill is going up and up and up and up, and I realize there's a cliff on the other side.
Oh god.
Or like I'm driving and the road is just getting narrower and narrower, and I'm like balancing on some kind of thing. Like there's quite a few of those for a period of time.
Really?
Which I looked into, and they're sort of anxiety things.
Yeah, anything that can give you anxiety, like you gotta fall, that kind of stuff. I used to have a lot of dreams where I was driving, and I don't know how to drive. I've never really driven in my life, but all these bloody dreams I'm driving. Like what the? And it's like a manual gears, and I could do it. Yeah,
you drive with not an automatic, right? Stick shift.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's weird, and it's a huge big full drive, and it's I'm sort of roaring away down the road, and nothing can really get in my way because the car's so big. And but yeah, that's a weird dream. And it's like whenever I would go back to that dream about driving, it would be the same vehicle and be like the same story. It's like, okay, like different episodes of the same story. It's very strange, like an alternate reality,
Right.
Bloody dreams. Oh, we've gone off on a weird tangent about dreams.
It's still within the horror theme.
So yeah, I mean, my point with horror was like anything that makes me feel powerless makes me feel like crap, and that's why I don't like horror films. And that's not the only thing about horror films either. There's lots of other aspects to them, and characters don't always feel powerless, do they? It's just one of the aspects that I don't like.
I mean, definitely like a Lovecraft thing is like we're all powerless.
Yeah.
Under the force of this, levels of power beyond our understanding. There's nothing we can do about it. So that's a downer, obviously.
Yeah. And I've always liked the ones that are not exactly allegories, but heavily symbolic of stuff about the human condition. In the news post today, I mentioned like a couple of books that do that. One is the picture of Dorian Gray. The other was Frankenstein. Uh,
Yeah.
and I had like the most interesting experience. Um, so I talked to my mom. I wanted to remember because I haven't read the book in 2 decades, maybe even 3 decades. I don't even remember when I read it. And I distinctly remember that the monster in the book is supposed to be handsome. And not in the sense like drop dead gorgeous Asian guy handsome, but handsome in the sense that except for the pallor of the skin and elements that implying that he's basically an undead person, the likeness and the fact that he was very tall and all of that, he was supposed to be handsome, which is not how it is translated usually in the movies.
No.
And
Mhm.
from that we jumped into this because mom didn't remember the book at all, and she said like, well, what was the plot exactly? In the sense that in the plot in the book, not the premise. And I told her, and I told her that to me this is an allegory of the responsibility of humans uh, playing with fire that is science. Like sometimes it's not whether you can, but whether you should do something,
Right.
even supposedly, or should you play God? All of that. And mom said, no, 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 that's not it at all. that that is an attack, like the author screaming her grievances at God, that supposedly has abandoned humans. And and Frankenstein is a representation of God, while Frankenstein's monster is a representation of humans and how they have been left alone without guidance. And in the end, they destroy stuff and then they are all alone by themselves with nobody else to be, nurturing to them and stuff like that. And it
Hmm.
bowled me over. I'm still bowled over because it completely flips the book in a completely different perspective. And then because my mom is just like me, a bit of a nerd, she looked up all the Wikipedia stuff about Mary Shelley, and she said even if she were an atheist, this was her exploration of her relationship with her father. And she explained why, and I'm not going to go into this because it's not the Frankenstein cast. But the whole like the essence of this whole discussion showed to me how an amazing piece of art that was this particular novel reflects back to you not only your issues and explorations, because for me the issue is always like the responsibility humans have towards everything and with what the power they have through science and all that, but you can see in high relief what the author was potentially exploring. And it makes for two completely different experiences. And 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 the horror in this book really grips you in this existential uh, anxiety that you have either way. So yeah, I went off in this tangent, but it was amazing. Like horror that is heavily symbolic can really toggle off you and take you down different garden paths. And I love that. I really like
Yeah.
it.
He was
So
called Adam, wasn't he?
I think uh, I'm not sure. I don't remember. He could be. I think he was called Adam by Frankenstein, and he picked a different name, something like that. I don't remember very well. I do plan to read it again now though, because now I have this different perspective and I want to see what I missed. So
Right.
yeah.
What about the picture of Dorian Gray? What was your
Mm.
other perspective on that?
Well, that didn't change. That for me, that is these are two things. Like, what do do you do when you are basically granted immunity from consequence, which is the biggest issue, and
Hmm.
also how being with someone that is already corrupt corrupts you. Like how, and he is of course actively corrupting Dorian, but he also wants it, and and how then Dorian starts corrupting other people in his like immediate environment, and the sheer destruction that he causes, and then this whole thing of oh yeah, I'm superior to everybody, but then when I'm brought before my actions, like the consequences of my actions, I completely crumble, and that for me is a, a beautiful exploration of a corrupt person, and how their behavior is and reactions. So yeah,
Yeah,
for me that's that.
Nice.
he's more of an allegory of. I mean, I know he starts out as an innocent, like a perfect
Mm,
ingenué, and then he
yeah.
gets corrupted by his immunity, everything. But it's like a young scion of a wealthy family, like a very young like an heir, or
Mm,
one of these young people who comes from these important families, and like, do you know who I am, and goes out partying every
yeah,
weekend and that, and eventually, when they do get their comeuppance, it's exactly like that. Like everything collapses and they crumble, and they're ruined and they're destroyed all in one go, very suddenly.
yeah, and like they have like zero dignity as well. Like they are not going to go out saying, okay, yeah, I did all of that, and it was my choice, and so be it. They don't go out like that, and I like the scene of him being forced to look at the portrait, that as it is described in the book, it is very, very visceral. I really like it. So, and horrific, to go with a whole horror
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, actually, I think, and again, I haven't read it for like decades, but I think that he is introduced to the concept of party, party, party every night, and let's ruin some ladies, um, by the guy, like I forget his name, that is his mentor, quote unquote. All
Lord
this.
something or other.
Yeah. I don't remember the name. The guy. I'm trying to be decent. um, but yeah, and of course it's not like, oh, Dorian the victim. It's not. He absolutely knows exactly what he's doing. So yeah.
It does, yeah. Okay, so the whole genesis of it is a painter is just
Mm,
taken by the look of this beautiful young man. And this painter's like, and he Dorian's his muse, and
mhm,
this painter paints him and goes, "Oh my God, Dorian, I just need you as my muse." And then this painter's friend, which is the Lord, what's his name, sort of
mhm.
gets taken by Dorian and thinks, yeah, I mean, this guy is pretty attractive and good looking, and I'm going to show him what life is like. So this Lord
Yeah,
takes him under his wing and takes him out on the town, and
yeah.
he's the one that starts Dorian's
Mhm.
journey. And it's just incidental, the fact that Dorian just does not seem to age as this kind of stuff goes on.
I think that he knows, like at least the fairly early, he knows that all the wear and tear on his body and his soul goes to the portrait and not him.
It's gradual, though. Like it
Yeah,
happens like after about a couple of years when
yeah.
he's already when he should have aged, and people go, Dorian, you haven't changed. This is weird.
Hmm.
And that's he's keeping the portrait secret in a secret room
Yeah.
because he knows that every kind of like mark of his corruption is shown in this image, not just his age, but the
Mm.
the drugs and the alcohol and the terrible things
And
he's done to other people.
exactly, and like the
Mm.
corruption of his soul shows as well. It's not just that, all the syphilis goes to the portrait. It's
Yeah.
also it's also that the soul syphilis goes to the portrait as well.
It's the cruelty that he has
Yeah.
taken on.
Exactly.
He's an interesting, very interesting character, and I love it. And it's quite relatable to a lot of people too. Like when you get to when you have these moments of depression or whatever, and you think that I'm such an arsehole, and you think, why isn't this reflected on my visage? That's the kind of thing. Dorian has this painting that shows the evilness within, which is a fantastic concept, really.
Yeah.
And
And
we
the
all have
fact
a bit of that, I think.
that we have the potential of having a bit of that, I think. I think that you can make a conscious choice to not be like to not strive to have a portrait hidden deep in your soul where all um, but rather try to not have that. But what I wanted to say is that the fact that he hides the portrait very, very like consciously, and at first he looks at it, but after a point he hides it from himself as well. And I think that is also very telling.
Yeah, he
Uh,
can't bear to
Yeah.
look at it.
mm,
It revolts him and
mm,
terrifies him. It's one of my
yeah,
favorite stories. It really is.
it
I've only
is.
read it once, though. Yeah.
And I think that it is better in the book rather than the movies. Not because the movies are bad. I think that most of them do a fairly decent job of like illustrating the story. But the horror is far more efficient in the book because it's your imagination that
Yeah.
provides the
Mhm.
portrait for one. Mm.
I agree. I mean, it's interesting to see the interpretations
Hmm.
in visual media. I've only seen three that I can remember. So the first one was I think a 1930s film, something like that. It's quite an old black and white film, and that's excellent. And
Hmm.
the only other two I've really seen haven't been Dorian Gray ones. They're like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and there's the
Oh
Dorian
yeah.
Gray's the evil character in that.
Yeah.
That's not great, but it's good that he's the evil character. That
Hmm.
fits. Like as the bad guy, and also in Penny Dreadful, Dorian Gray's a kind of like a sort of he's plays more a character, like one of the elves in Lord of the Rings kind of thing. He could be bad, he could be good. He's kind of like above everything,
Right.
Mhm.
and that's not a bad version of him in Penny Dreadful.
I seem to recall seeing a movie that is fairly old. It must be like 50s or 60s. I think more likely 50s. That is the picture of Dorian. I think Portrait, it is the title. The
Maybe
Portrait of
that
Dorian.
was when I saw. Maybe it wasn't the 30s. Maybe it was the 50s.
It was in color though. It wasn't black and
Oh
white.
no, mine was black and white. Yeah.
Or was it black and white? Well, whatever. Anyway, yeah, that one, which is pretty well done and faithful. And I saw another one that changes the fate of the young girl that in the book commits suicide. And
Mm.
this one attempts, but actually gets to live and survive Dorian Gray. Which I mean, I'm okay with that. She didn't deserve to die, so okay. So,
That's
um,
nicer.
yeah, a less realistic, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because it is quite sad, that kind of thing. But then again, it's more about Dorian than people he ruins. But still,
Yeah, I mean, because we basically follow Dorian's point of view, even though it's like it's not a first like a first person limited, but it's still you follow the point of view of Dorian through the story. So everyone is less important than him, which is annoying. So annoying. But that's the point. That's the whole point, and I think it's extremely well done.
Yeah.
Highly recommended as a book. Like read the book if you can. So
A great Oscar Wilde book. The thing I liked about the black and white thing that I watched was it has the ambiguity of the sexuality of Dorian.
oh, he
Which,
was at least bi, if not
yeah.
pan or more than pan.
Yes. It's a very
Absolutely.
Equal opportunity destructor.
exactly. He didn't play favorites.
No. And he comes across like now that I think about it, like he and his mentor guy are very much like Epstein style people.
Very much. That's what I was thinking.
Mm.
But Epstein's horror showed on his face.
Exactly. Like there is after like a point you can see in the expression of a person the corruption. You can see it on their face if you know what to look for. But it's not something you can describe. It's an expression that somehow is identical across completely different likenesses, but it's there and you can see it, and it's like an imprint, like a stamp. And
Right.
if you look at these people, and because of course it has nothing to do with physiognomy or anything like that, it's just the expression of the face. So yeah.
True, as the evil sets in, it'll mold you,
Yeah,
twist you, and change you,
yeah,
and then you become like Gollum.
exactly. Basically. Speaking of not Gordon, but another super horrific work of art that I absolutely adore. I cannot read it more than once every 5 or 10 years, but I absolutely love it. Is Ghosts, a play by Ibsen,
Oh,
and actually the Greek translation, the title is Vampires, not Ghosts, which goes to show how like viscerally horrific the play is. And it's like there is no technically it's not horror, but it's horror. You are horrified. You hate every single moment that you are in that place. And yeah, the plot is that this poor guy is basically plagued by the sins of his family, in a sense. So, um, and the thing is, what? Sorry, the laptop did the thing. Um, so the the idea is that you bring horror together with you. It's like the portrait of Dorian Gray, but without the portrait. It's like you carry the stink with you. Um, and you see that this young man has potential and he is not a bad person or anything like that, but he constantly has to handle and deal with problems that he did not cause. His family caused these problems. And I think, if I remember right, that one of them is that he is terminally ill because he was born with some unnamed degenerative disease, probably syphilis, I assume. Uh, so yeah,
Yeah, it's a family cause thing, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, Ibsen stuff tends to be a bit dark and depressing, it's very...
yeah. It's not for fun. You don't look towards a play by Ibsen for fun, but it is always worth your time. Uh,
It's
he
very
makes you
clever.
feel, yeah. So
Very clever. Yeah, what was he, Danish?
I'll look it up because I don't remember. So 1 second, I'll look it up. Uh-huh. Henrik Ibsen. Norwegian.
Norwegian. Well, there you are. Close enough.
Yeah. So
Yes. A fantastic author, playwright, very feminist before his time.
yes,
In
yes,
a way.
for sure.
Yeah. Genius playwright.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of allegories of things I really love, scary things. The idea of secrets, kind of like Dorian Gray, like sort of the idea of your past coming back to haunt you, or things you try to bury. Metaphorically, it will eventually come for you. That's a sort of obvious, allegory for a lot of horror stories. I love the book Ghost Story.
Mm.
Read it every few years by Peter Straub. And I haven't read it in a few years. I'm due, but it's really amazing and set in this small New England town. I believe it is, and great. It's neat in that the protagonists are a group of like 70-year-old guys, kind of rare, and
That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's pretty neat and unusual. The movie is not good. It's got some striking moments, but it's not good. The book is really good. Um, and it's sort of a secret from their past,
Mm.
kind of comes back to haunt them. It's maybe they're not horrible people really, but they all have these, this past of something that they have buried, and this kind of evil force or being or something descends on this town, and all hell breaks loose. Very beautifully atmospheric, very scary. Um,
Wow.
Great characters. So
Mhm.
that's a standout for me. As a book, I wish it would be great if they would make a miniseries, like a great one out of that. I wonder if they
Yeah,
ever
and be
will.
faithful to it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Would a movie be able to capture a lot of what's in the book? I think it could be done. Say, who's the guy who did the Haunting of Hill House? Mike Flanagan. He's done all those things. He could surely do it.
Especially now with digital effects and things.
Yeah, not even about effects, just about good filmmaking and good writing. Um, like mood,
Yeah, dramatic
get
drama.
great actors who can be really sort of rich and like embody these characters.
Yeah.
And
There
then there
are
were
people.
none is another favorite. I'll just say one more for
Oh no,
now.
go for it, yeah.
The Agatha Christie book, and then there were none, where 10 people are invited to this island. A lot of them thinking there's a financial incentive. They all have different reasons for being there. Some are there to work. Some are there for social status reasons or whatever. And they hear this recording, or they're told to play. The employees there, the two employees, are told to play this record, or this recording rather, that says all 10 of you are murderers. I know it. Secretly, like they're all secretly murderers, and they're there to have revenge taken on them and have their secrets exposed.
Mm.
And they're trapped on this island. And I'm sure it's one of the most popular books in the world. I'm sure people know that the sort of midpoint twist, or whatever the Act Two twist, is that there's no one else on the island, and there's nowhere anyone could be hiding. They search it thoroughly, and they realize the killer is one of them. The killer is one of us. That's not an allegory. That's just awesome. But yeah, the idea of like all these people not being what they seem to be, um, and and then being killed one by one. It's, uh,
It's
it's
the
compelling.
culmination of a lot of her styles.
Yeah,
Just always, as the murder gets close to being solved, it's always yes. And you, Mrs. Smith, you had a motive and blah blah blah, and a secret love affair with this character and that.
Yeah, that's her Miss Marple stories, which I've never read any of. I have to read some. This book is like there is no hero on this island. They're all killers. They're all trapped. So yeah, I think Agatha's usually her books are like mystery. This one's kind of a mystery too. They're like detective mystery things, right? So we'd love to read some.
Yeah, Miss Marple, Poirot, all that kind of stuff.
Poirot, yeah.
Genius writer. Mm-hmm. I was thinking of horror stuff that I had watched in anime. If you guys had ever seen Kaiju number 8, I think it's called.
That's promoted a lot. Haven't watched it yet.
It's pretty cool. That's the more recent one where these people fighting kaijus who are invading Japan, and this guy finds himself being turned into a kaiju.
Oh, right.
And helping his friends fight the kaiju in this weird way. That's really cool. It's a fun one. So that's a good one.
Nice.
And it's not clever, it's just fun. And solo leveling. Anime solo leveling. Oh no, it's just called solo leveling. That one is is one of these, you know how you have isekai where people will sort of end up in a game world and have to work their way through it. In this one, you don't wake up in a game world. The game world has invaded reality. So you're walking along and suddenly this portal appears and these people get trapped in it and they have to fight off the whatever is in the portal to stop it taking over and to stop the monsters coming out and invading the real world. And these people develop these skills and level up. And they don't level up. You kind of like you're born with a level, like you're an A, you're a B, you're a C, or you're an S level, and then you can, you're really good at fighting these monsters. And when a portal appears, they call these people from these particular levels to fight them. But it's not like a fun game kind of thing. It's really horrific and scary because these people die and get horribly injured and slaughtered in these portals. And there's this one guy who he has to fight in these portals because his mum's has a sleeping sickness and she's on life support, and the only way he can support her is by fighting in these portals. And he's like an E level. He's barely got any of the power, but he goes in them anyway just to help clean up after everybody else, basically. And in one of these things where he goes in, there's he ends up trapped in this world and with these people, and then it's not just a typical scenario where you have to beat the bad guys and then the portal opens. It's there's it's a bunch of puzzles that you have to solve, and he's the last one left, and he has to solve it himself, and he almost dies, and it unlocks an ability for him, and suddenly he can actually change his level, so he can level up.
Okay.
But he's tied to it. He's forced to level up. He can't stop leveling up, or else bad things will happen to him. So he's forced to keep on doing this stuff, even though he's he levels up and he gets higher level and he gets eventually to an S level. He always has to go back and to do this, or else So it's fascinating.
It does sound really good. What's the title?
It's just called Solo Leveling.
Oh.
So yeah, it has a bit of that, a touch of isekai, a touch of shonen, but it's good. It's better than the usual kind of thing. So yeah, it's a fun one to watch. Oh, and another one I watched recently was K-pop. Oh my god, what's it? What's that? Demon Hunters.
Demon
Yeah.
Hunters.
Yeah, okay. K-pop Demon Hunters.
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah,
No, I've heard of it.
yeah, I have seen it. No, I like it. I like it. It is a love letter to everyone that watches K dramas and
Ah,
likes that sort of thing. So yeah, I enjoyed it.
yeah.
So,
From my point of view, I like the story and I like the setup and I love the characters and I
mhm.
love the way they interacted with each other, and especially you have the the girls, the hunters, and the demons, and the dynamic between both of them. I loved that, especially the chief demon.
Mhm.
That was cool. What I did not like about it as a movie was it flows badly to me. It would have gone better as a series, because the movie is like, it's like steps. It's like episodic. It's like bump, bump,
Yeah.
bump, 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 one point after another, which felt like you need to expand this. This scene here could have gone on for like half an hour. I would have wanted to see more kind of intricacy in this, and it just goes bump straight to the next scene. So that was my only problem with it.
Yeah, and the reason for that is that it follows very faithfully the formula for a K drama that deals in that sort of thing, like uh, slightly magic, slightly supernatural. The villain, the antagonist, is super hot, which means that they are not going to stay a villain unless you have another hot antagonizing them. Then one of the two is going to be the hero, the anti-hero, and hero in the end, and the other guy is going to stay evil and hot. So yeah, so yeah, this is like a formula for a series, right? Where you explore all the different interactions of all the different characters there, and they just went through it super fast in just one movie. That's why it looked
Yeah.
really that way. For me, I didn't mind because my brain provided all the development that wasn't there, so it was fine um, for me. So,
I would have wanted to see, because you've got the three girls.
mhm.
Only one girl really has the treatment, that really has the development, because she's the main girl. I would have liked to see the same kind of thing happen with the other two and the rest of the demons, because you only have that with one, with the main demon guy. But you have all the other ones who look pretty cool too, And you have like, there's a thing happening between, the tall pink-haired girl and the pink-haired guy. And I wanted to see that develop more. And you got this kind of stuff. So,
Mhm.
like, my brain is like used to watching anime series, and this was like that. But it's a movie, and there's nothing going to be more between those people and those characters. It's only going to be the main ones, and I keep
I, I,
wanting to see that.
yeah, I hear that they're going to make a sequel because, of course, they will. It was so successful, and where they are going to be exploring some stuff that they left out regarding the origin of the pink girl that is half and half, and what that means, and the actual secret villain that was not revealed in this particular part of the plot, because there was another villain there, and I expected that villain to appear, and I'm not going to say who it was. They did not appear because they didn't have enough time to add the scenes that would entail. So they are going to make that villain appear most likely in the second movie. So a lot of that part that you were craving is going to be apparently in movie number two. Uh, so we'll see. I
It'd be
am
good
looking
to see.
forward to it because the other villain is more interesting to me.
Yeah, and it'd be good to see, and like it'd be good to see like different things expanded upon, like the big cat monster and the bird monster with the hat.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, I love that. I love the scene. Every scene with the cat was amazing. So I
Like
love that.
you did not expect that to be a good creature. Like it comes out, you think she's gonna get like gotten now, and then it just turns out the cat seems to be neutral, and so does the bird. They're absolutely neutral, and then they're sort of positive, so they're a bit more good than bad. Yeah, so that's pretty cool because you expected to be the guy to be incredibly evil, but he wasn't. So, like you say, the rule of hotness means he can't stay evil.
The rule of hotness if he is the only hot person we focus on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a toss-up. So, yeah.
It's a caveat.
Yeah. But yeah, if you like that sort of thing, I highly recommend like exploring some K dramas that do it properly. So.
The other thing that was really cool about K-pop Demon Hunters was it had a very deliberately low frame rate look to it, which made it look cooler than a smooth 3D animation. For some reason, that just works so well.
Yeah.
The jerky sort of like, I don't know, 15 frames a second kind of look to it. Just so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really liked that. It had, like, it made an attempt at least. I didn't like necessarily how they did it, but I did like that they wanted to show these girls as being like not embellished, idolized dolls. They had their own quirks, and every single one of them had issues that they were dealing with and all that. So I really like that.
Yeah, they were human.
They were human, yeah.
Yeah, as opposed to perfect princess, beautiful in every way.
Yeah.
And they couldn't wait to have their couch time.
Yes.
And their terrible food. So yeah, it's very cool. A good movie, and it's extremely popular for some reason. There you go, K-pop Demon Hunters. Watch it.
Watch it.
So, what other horror things? Well, Baines, I mean, we talked about your character being, not your character, but you chose the avatar of It. No interest in watching the latest version?
For some reason, no. I should want to, but I watched some fairly in-depth reviews of it, and I don't know. So I was kind of like, all right. I've read the book, read it twice back in the day, tried again, couldn't get through it. I really like the 1990 TV version, flaws and all, corniness and all. But I don't know. The new one just doesn't seem to hit the right. And I haven't even given it a chance, so I shouldn't say. But yeah, no interest.
That's fair enough. You've seen Tim Curry do it. You've seen all those other actors in it, and you've had your your thirst for it slaked by the book and that movie version. You don't need to keep watching different movie versions of the same thing over and over and over.
I guess so, yeah. And maybe not. This isn't necessarily a good thing, but I get attached, as a lot of people do, to the way I know something. Even though the book and the miniseries are different, I'm attached to the balance of characters. And like I said, I watched a review, and apparently they change character traits of some of the characters. They give certain traits to different characters, and it sort of leaves some other characters kind of with nothing. And that, and this is just the opinion of the reviewers, but I was like, oh yeah, that doesn't sound good. The clown
I
doesn't
hate that.
look good. The clown looks like too try hard to me. All due respect to the
Yeah,
there, but, you know.
Too
the
much.
clown, the clown does look. I mean, honestly, I'll be honest. Maybe the clown would be scary to a young person
Oh, I'm
because I
sure.
remember like the difference in me watching the Tim Curry one when I was very young and when I was like I am now, which is not very young. Um, so there's that. But he he looks a bit pretentious to me, the clown, the second one,
Yeah.
from what I have seen, um, and that. I mean, you could have a monster that is pretentious, but I'm not that hooked to try and go see that.
Right.
And in that kind of a perspective, Addams Family, which is a comedy take on horror tropes. I always go back to the original TV series.
Mm.
That's what does it for me. I don't care about Wednesday or
Oh yeah, no.
the 90s movies or any other
But
version.
I have to say that what's her name that plays Morticia?
Angelica
Catherine.
Houston in
Yeah,
the movies in the 90s.
yeah, Angelica Houston's Morticia for me is Morticia. Like I don't want to see anyone else in that role. I loved her. I like her Gomez, and I like everyone. Like, everyone is perfect for me as in terms of casting in that movie. And maybe because that's the first time I actually saw any Adams Family like movie or
Really?
yeah, that was my introduction to the Adams Family, and I love them for it because I loved them, and I just went on and saw you know the the series and all of that. So,
Mhm.
I just love the 1960s series. That's for me.
yeah,
That's
no, it's really really good. I love it as well. But yeah, for me, Morticia is Angelica Houston, and
interesting.
always will be.
Yeah.
uh,
I think for me too, I like the show as well, but those '90s movies are amazing. And man, it would have been great if they made one more. Sadly, Raul Julia passed away young,
yeah,
but he was amazing. Angelica Houston, amazing. They were all wonderful.
They should have just had John Aston reprising that role.
I wish he was in one of those movies. It was weird that he wasn't. We talked about it.
Should have been in all of them. Well, this Quackcast has reached its end, and we'll have to say goodbye. Thank you for listening to Quackcast number 763. I've been Ozone Ocean, and with me has been Baines and Tanzarina.
Woo! Happy
bye bye,
Halloween.
bye bye,
We
everyone.
all float down here.
We float.
Uh,
Watch the video. You'll see us all.
come to our castle.